Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Weekly Movie News. I hope you're all doing well. I hope your Sunday is going well. Today, we got a full episode. I think we got like 19 or 18 stories. So let's just get right into it. Make sure you leave a like. It's free to do so, and it helps a lot. But the first story we're going to talk about is Coda filmmaker Cian Heder will direct a film adaptation of Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. And this is kind of a book that follows two friends who meet as children, reunite as adults to create video games to find an intimacy in digital storytelling that eludes them in their real lives. You know, I've read half this book so far. I have not finished it yet because I've just been way too busy to be reading stuff. I have a lot of books in the chamber that I gotta read. I'm actually a kind of a big reader. Ever since like 10 years ago, I started reading a lot. And this book is like fantastic. I think it's one of the best books I've ever read. I'm only halfway through it. So if you have a chance, I do recommend going out and getting this book and sit down and read it, because it is a very smart book and it is a very emotional book at times. Like, the themes that it discusses are, really interesting and really well handled in my eyes. And so you're having the Coda filmmaker handle this, which I actually do like a lot. What she did with Coda was really interesting. How she handled the themes of that movie was great. It won Best Picture, for God's sake. So you know what, this is probably going to be great. So I'm hoping that this is going to be great. Also, you also have to check who they're going to cast for these roles. But I am really looking forward to this. I feel like it can be really great because I really do love the book already. It's looking like Challengers might be releasing on digital sooner than we thought. We have a rumor that it's going to be launching on digital May 17th, which is about a week and a half away. And this does sound correct. It sucks that they're going with a shorter kind of window, but as the Challengers gets less showtimes because more movies are coming out with Kingdom and Planet of the Apes, Furiosa, if it's not gonna have a lot of showtimes, so it should do it really well on digital. I'm gonna definitely buy it on digital, definitely buy it on physical. It's my second favorite movie of the year. I think it's a masterpiece of a sports movie, kind of like a drama character study type of film. Luca Guadagnino knocked it out of the park. Performances from Mike Faist, Josh O'Connor, and Zendaya were all perfect. So yeah, this is coming out on digital, so you're gonna have to buy it or rent it. It's not gonna be a free streaming movie yet, and it's probably gonna become free streaming on Amazon. A couple months down the line, but they want to get those digital sales. So yeah, May 17th. There's a rumor it's gonna be launching, so look for it there. I'm definitely going to be buying it. It's looking like Shogun is going to officially return for season 2 because Hiroyuki Sanada has signed on for season 2. Hopefully we get all the other people back. This is huge. People have been saying, I've been saying, it's a limited series, season 1. Maybe they should continue, maybe they shouldn't. There still is more story because there still is, I think there's still that second book to cover. More story for each of these characters. I hope Cosmo Jarvis returns. I really hope that everyone from the creative team from season 1 returns, so you have the same creative process for season 2. Because season 1, it's literally, I can't lie, I think it's like top 5 shows of all time for me so far. And if season 2 knocks out of the park, could go up to like top 3. Like, it's hard to get in those top rankings, but season 1 was a masterpiece of television. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing with your life? Like, I don't even care. Don't even watch anything else, just watch Shogun. Shogun is so good. If you can't read subtitles, there's an English dub version. It's a masterpiece of a TV show. I picked up the book because of it, but this is actually so interesting because this was going to go into the, it's going to go for Emmys and Golden Globes and all that. But the Emmys are most important for TV. It was going to go, for the limited category, which there's a lot of big competition for limited. You got Baby Reindeer, you got a lot of other stuff from like Apple, Hulu, and all that. So it was going to have a tough time in there, but now it's going to be going in the drama category. And for all I know, I think the drama category is actually pretty weak this year, so this should hopefully sweep for nominations, hopefully sweep for wins. I'm hoping that everyone in the acting department gets nominated. It's definitely going to get nominated for series, hopefully just some direction, because direction was great in these episodes, but I'm really hoping it does well in the Emmys now. I think those nominations come out in a couple months in the summer, but I'm hoping that it gets a lot of nominations, hopefully a lot of wins, and hopefully that season 2 is even, it doesn't even have to be as good as season 1 because season 1 is just on its own level, but hopefully it's like 50% as good as season 1, but I cannot wait. Hopefully the whole creative team comes back from season 1, but as a huge fan of Shogun, I am absolutely floored that they're going for a second season and continuing this story. Star Wars Skeleton Crew releases on Disney Plus during this Christmas season. I've been wondering when we're going to get more news about Skeleton Crew, because I remember we got the first news for it like a year or a year and a half ago when they like started filming, when they finished filming and all that. I don't even know the full story about this. I know that it's kind of about this guy taking these kids on like an adventure, kind of like a journey and all that. That's kind of like the crew of the story. But yeah, that's all I really know about this coming during the Christmas season. I am definitely going to tune in, but Star Wars shows have really I think they've went downhill ever since, Ahsoka. Ahsoka's the last one I really found great. We'll see how the Acolyte is, but Skeleton Crew, I'll still watch, and it's coming this Christmas season. One of the wildest stories of the week is that we're getting a Maze Runner reboot. A Maze Runner reboot is officially in the works. This is wild. I mean, the Maze Runner films just ended. When did they end? Like 2017, 2018, something like that. They had their 3 movies. And, I feel like what they're doing here is so interesting and so odd because I think there is more books to be covered. Like, because they had the Death Cure in the books, so there are 3 books, and then I think there's like two more books, 3 more books, something like that. I think the author wrote like ones in the past, like prequels and all that, like they always do. So I don't know why they're not covering that. This reboot, there's not a lot of details out. They're just saying that they're just going to try to recover everything in a better way. And it just doesn't sit well with me. I don't think it's going to make a lot because this cast, just watching this movie with this cast, Dylan O'Brien, just seeing him as Thomas. I don't think I'll see anyone else ever as Thomas except Dylan O'Brien. I thought this was a great cast. I thought the movies were actually pretty fun, pretty good, most of them. Scorch Trials was the one I thought that wasn't the best. I thought that one went on for a little too long. But the Death Cure, I thought it was an action-packed ride. The first one I thought was awesome. Wes Ball, that's his directorial debut. Now he has Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. He's always dealing with like kind of vines and all that, which is kind of funny. But I wonder how Wes Ball feels about this because those were his first movies. Those were his babies, kind of thing. Yeah, I think he's very proud of those. I thought those were actually pretty fun. So reboot, it just doesn't need to happen. We have our first look at Superman from James Gunn. It was released earlier this week, and I'm gonna put it on screen for you guys a little bit bigger to look at. But this is kind of him in a suit sitting down, and then there's something out the window happening. I don't know what that is. I don't even know. Do we even have confirmation who the main villain is? It's either the Authority or something like a Brainiac, something like that. I don't really know who the villain is. I know they're still filming it right now, but this image, it's been getting a lot of hate, been getting a lot of love. It's pretty divisive. To me, I feel like I'm right in the middle. I really do like the suit and what they're going for. I feel like they just could have done a better reveal. Like they could have done like a behind the scenes look at him walking around set and all that, exploring, talking to all the different co-stars. I feel like that would have been pretty cool. And maybe just a scene of him standing up and a Superman pose would have been pretty cool. Him just sitting in a chair, kind of like, what is he, taking off the boot, putting on the boot, just seems like a pretty lazy shot to show him in. He's not even looking at the camera. I know they're trying to be like, oh, this is from in the film, this is in film stuff, but still, I really just would have wanted a behind the scenes look at this suit, him walking around set and all that would have been pretty cool. People are talking about he's got the trunks on, the famous Superman trunks. You can kind of see him. For me personally, I don't see why people love the trunks. Only because what do they have I'm not sure if they have any special meaning for him. If they do, that's probably why he wears them. But why does he wear trunks? That's just another part of the outfit he has to put on, and another part that goes over the suit already. It seems kind of odd to me. But yeah, I feel like I'm kind of in the middle on this. There's such a better way you could have revealed the suit, but I do like the suit overall. We've gotten some news on the Strangers movies. You, of course, have Strangers Chapter 1 coming out this month, actually. This week. It's coming out this week. I am going to go see that in a review on the channel. But we have news about the other 2 films. The Strangers Chapter 2 will release in September or October, with the 3rd film releasing early next year, so early 2025. And all 3 films might be combined into a 4-hour cut, which is something I actually would like to see. I know they're trying to go for kind of a trilogy, but honestly, for me, I would have just rather wanted one Strangers film, like a 3-hour kind of horror movie. That would be insane. You mean, I don't think you even get 3-hour horror movies at all in history. Maybe like a couple, but even in modern days, we don't even get that long of horror movies. It would be cool to be in a theater watching a 3-hour horror movie. That would be insane. But you have all 3 chapters planned out, and so they're gonna finish it. And I expect that 4-hour cut to be on the Blu-ray. I don't expect them to release that in theaters at the end. It would be pretty surprising, pretty cool if they did. I don't expect that's probably going to be on the Blu-ray. So you have Strangers Chapter 1 coming out this week in theaters, Strangers Chapter 2 coming out September or October. I'm probably guessing September so it can play through October. And then the 3rd film is going to release early 2025, probably looking at like February, March, or January, but January is where bad films go to die. So I'm actually pretty looking forward to these ones. Michelle Yeoh will star in Blade Runner 2099 in a lead role, and this is coming to Prime Video, actually. Blade Runner, I can talk about Blade Runner all for a long time. I'm probably not going to. I don't think we have any plot details out about this, so I'm gonna wait to really talk about the plot about this. But honestly, I really don't want to know any plot details because I kind of went into the first Blade Runner with no plot details. I went into Blade Runner 29 with no plot details. I went in blind to those, so I'd like to go blind into this one. But Michelle Yeoh being in this is awesome. Michelle Yeoh is one of the greatest actresses working today in my eyes. She was so amazing in Everything Ever All at Once. She deserved that Oscar. I know you had like kind of like you had that fight between fans. You were like Kate Blanchett or Michelle Yeoh, and I'm like, I did not like Tar, but even though Kate Blanchett gave a great performance, I thought Michelle Yeoh gave an even better performance because she's playing multiple characters and all that. That's why I thought she won for that. And Blade Runner, the first one by Ridley Scott, I feel like it's an amazing film, such a great standard for sci-fi. And then Blade Runner 25, Denis Villeneuve upped it to a whole nother level. I think it's even better than the original. Ryan Gosling gives one of his best performances. The visuals are some of the best I've ever seen. Cinematography is off the charts. The story pulls at your heartstrings a couple times. So I love Blade Runner 2049. Blade Runner 2099 in kind of a series is interesting to me. It kind of turns me off just a little bit. But Prime Video, has been having a great year so far with Fallout, and they're gonna have The Boys, so they do pretty well with the series. They're not like Netflix, which some of their series are bad. But I would have rather had a movie, but I'm still excited for this because you got Michelle Yeoh coming in here for the lead role. Bob Iger announced that Marvel Studios is going to reduce their output to 2 to 3 movies per year and 2 TV shows per year. This is what we've been waiting to see. They've been going for quantity over quality when we need quality over quantity, and Bob Iger finally came out and said that they're going to reduce. So we could be looking at, some years, 2 TV shows, 2 movies, so 4 products. And some years we could be looking at like 3 movies, 2 TV shows, like when you're getting like an Avengers movies. If we're up to me, it would be 3 movies, 0 TV shows, because those TV shows are usually pretty bad. I mean, some of them on the off chance are great, like Moon Knight, Loki. WandaVision was good until the finale. But yeah, I don't feel like the TV shows are that important, and they're not even that important to the canon of the movies. So I just feel like the movies are more important. If you really had to make stuff for Disney Plus, just make original movies for Disney Plus, or just keep making X-Men 97, because that show is terrific. It's kind of sad that your animated non-canon stuff is better than your canon stuff, but who knows what's going on there. But yeah, Bob Iger, he addressed this, reducing their output, so that's good. So hopefully in 2025, Marvel can have a comeback, because they're going to have, what are they going to have? They're going to have Captain America, which I've heard good things about, Thunderbolts, which I'm really looking forward to, and Fantastic Four. Blade is somewhere in the pipeline. Who the hell knows when that's going to come out? This year, Deadpool, of course, I'm expecting Deadpool to be good, but I don't know how connected that is yet because they're hiding a lot of stuff. But I'm really happy that they're finally going to reduce their output. A third 47 Meters Down movie is officially in the works. The film follows a father who looks to rebuild his bond with his daughter while scuba diving and exploring a famous shipwreck until they get trapped underwater. Dun dun dun! What are they going to get trapped underwater? And what's going to go find them? Probably a shark. It's basically the same plot every movie with these ones. That's why I kind of stopped watching them after the first one, and there's only a second one, so that tells you how bad they are. But yeah, I really don't expect this to be good. It's going to be a stupid popcorn movie, just like the Meg movies. But they're gonna keep doing it because they make a lot of money. Those shark movies make a lot of money. It's so funny to see them give a plot description and they try to get you to be like, oh, what's gonna find them? What's gonna find them? Are they gonna get out? And like, yeah, of course they're gonna get out. But probably one of them's gonna die. And guess what? Who it's gonna be? Probably the father. The father's probably gonna die here. So it's not surprising at all. And am I gonna go see it? Probably. Am I gonna review it? Probably. Is it gonna be bad? Probably, but it's still being made, so we gotta go see it. We got some runtimes to go over. Let's do it. Kevin Costner's Horizon, an American Saga. Final runtime is about 3 hours and 1 minute. I do not have confirmation that this is the first movie or this is the first 2, because this saga is supposed to span, like, I don't know, how many movies is it? Like 3 or 4 movies? Kevin Costner came out and said this is like a long kind of span of like saga movies. I don't know if this, I'll give my 2 opinions. If this is the first movie being 3 hours, it worries me just a little bit, but it is a Western. So Westerns are usually pretty slow. You got to build up to some stuff. You got to build relationships with other people. So, Westerns being 3 hours isn't really new to the game. So I could see that being, the thought process of them going into it. Would I be kind of worried? Yeah, I would be worried because a 3 hour Western is kind of long. But if this is like the first two movies, with it being hour and a half each, I feel like that's really good. But that just doesn't seem right. What movies are an hour and a half, especially Kevin Costner making them? I expected this probably be the first one being 3 hours, but God, he's gonna have a hard time getting a lot of people to go see this. I mean, if a lot of people go see it, I'll be surprised. Like if this makes like lots of money, I'll be surprised because this has a huge budget, so it has to do a lot. I'll see how it is. The trailers aren't impressing me, but I'm still interested because we don't get westerns nowadays. So I'm still going to be pretty interested in going to see it. But the trailers done anything for me? No, they haven't. Then we got a runtime for Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis. It's going to be 2 hours and 18 minutes. I feel like this is a perfect runtime. Anything like 2 hours, 20 minutes is probably perfect runtime for me. I saw that first teaser that came out. As you guys know, I'm not very interested in this movie, but when that first teaser came out, wow. I really got on board. I watched that teaser like 5 to 10 times. It is magnificent. The cinematography, the coloring of that looks terrific. I don't know the full story. He's like stopping time and all that. They still don't have a distributor for the US for this movie, so who knows when we're gonna get to watch it. The international audience is gonna get to watch it first. We're gonna cover reactions coming out of Cannes in a couple weeks, but that's the runtime. I feel like that's a perfect runtime, and I'm actually getting really excited for Megalopolis. It's being said that The Incredibles 3 is likely happening at Pixar. Of course, when you had Bob Iger talking about Marvel, he was also talking about Pixar, and they said that they're going to continue making sequels and continue to make original films. They're not going to just make original films because guess what? No one went to go see them, and that's the audience's fault. I went to go see them. I liked most of them, and sometimes, yeah, audiences say that sometimes they're not good. Not every movie is going to be great. Sometimes Picture doesn't even have good movies. But yeah, he's going to do sequels, originals, which I agree with. That's a great way to do it. Incredibles 3, if it happens, I'm very excited for it, but you can only do it with Brad Bird. I don't feel safe if you let another director take the reign. And I don't feel like they respect him for that. I mean, he took way too long for the first one and the second one. That was just a stupid amount of time between the two of those. Incredibles 2, when did that come out? 2017, 2018. I feel like that's when that came out. So I think that this is a perfect time to come back to it about like 6 years time, and then you're gonna have the next one come out in like by 7 years time since the second one. I feel like that's a perfect time to go back to it. Brad Bird, I really want to see him go back to this. There's so much more stories to tell with this family. The first one I think is the second best Pixar movie, one of the best superhero movies of all time. Second one I really love a lot. Some people don't love it. I feel like the villain is like a really big step down, but I love the family aspect. I love how each kid is getting their powers more and more upgraded. So I'm really excited to see if they make a third one, but you gotta have Brad Bird return. Another very interesting story this week is Disney and Warner Bros. Are going to be teaming up to start a new streaming bundle that's going to include Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max, and it's going to be arriving this summer in the US. I've seen a lot of people comment about this, seen a lot of people tweet about this, saying this is basically cable plus, which partially it is cable, but on cable, you can't really choose what you want to watch at any given time. You have a lot of channels, so you can watch a lot of stuff, but you got to watch what's on. So at least they're giving you a choice here, but I will say they're probably going to charge a lot for these three together. But I feel like this is what should be happening. This is what I expected, because it's just too much to handle when you got like 5 streaming services. I know people that got 5 streaming services and they gotta like keep track of when they're gonna be paying for each, when to cancel each of them. So they want to keep track of all that, and so just bundling them all together is something that I wish the studios did at the beginning. So we really had a choice in the beginning, but now they're finally doing it. So I guess I can finally be happy about it. And it's actually arriving pretty soon. This summer's pretty soon. I personally will be looking at trying to do this. Depends how much. If they overprice, I'm probably not, but they should be doing it to where they entice you on a discount. Like I expect them to open it up on a discount of where you pay for a year. It's going to be like a certain percentage off. I'm not even gonna. I might put a guess out for how much they're all gonna be, but it's just I cannot tell you how much they're all gonna be together, and we don't even have that detail yet. I guess they're still working it out, but I feel like it's gonna be pretty enticing for audiences to get all three together, and I'm probably gonna go for it. The Lord of the Rings and live action are finally returning for the Hunt of Gollum, releasing in theaters in 2026. Andy Serkis is going to direct this, and Peter Jackson is set to produce it. This is something that probably Warner Bros. Put out that people thought they would be excited for, but I'm not excited for this. I mean, we have the Lord of the Rings animated film coming this year that I'm more excited, because if you're going to do a Lord of the Rings new live action movie, make it about something more interesting. Why are we doing Gollum movie. We already have been with Gollum for some time, and we already know his kind of origins in the Lord of the Rings, the three Lord of the Rings films. And why do we have to see more of him? Like, he's already hard to look at. Just look at this picture right here. He's already hard to look at. Andy Serkis, he did a great job playing him, but does he need to direct this? I'm not, I'm not the biggest fan of Andy Serkis's direction. His Venom 2 movie wasn't good at all, I don't think. And so his direction isn't my favorite. I would have loved to see someone else direct this, and I would have just loved to see this movie never happen. If you're gonna make a Lord of the Rings movie, maybe do another different character that we don't know the kind of the origin for. Probably like Gandalf would have been pretty cool. This just seems like obvious cash grab, but I feel like will flop at the box office because we don't need more Gollum. We've already seen Gollum. We've seen this origin story, so it just feels like nothing that's needed. And honestly, I'd rather just want more animated films. I want to see that trailer for the new animated film. And this coming in 2026, are they going to make that date? I honestly don't believe they're going to make that date. That's only in like 2 years' time, but we'll see. It's just not needed though. We got some TV news that we'll go over pretty quick. Ted has been renewed for season 2 at Peacock. I honestly thought they already got renewed, but I guess they didn't yet. But I thought the first season of Ted was pretty fun. Some episodes didn't work for me. Some episodes weren't that funny, but some were really funny. Yeah, I really enjoyed it a lot. It's probably like my top 5, top 6 of the year. Then you have The Bear season 3 are finally having a release day on Hulu, which is going to be June 27th, which I think is a Thursday next month. I'm very excited. The Bear is one of the best shows that FX has, Hulu has. One of the best running shows. I cannot wait. They already have like 2 more seasons planned after this. Going to be great. And then, as I said, we're talking about June, so let's talk about the major TV shows releasing in June once again. I'll be reviewing all of these. I'm not sure if I'll be doing video reviews or short reviews. Probably stick them on YouTube Shorts because I don't know how long I'll be able to talk about them. The Bear season 3, as I said, is June 27th, which is going to be all of them at once. They're going to do that a binge drop. The Boys season 4, June 13th. That's going to be weekly, every Thursday or every Friday, something like that. Star Wars: The Acolyte, June 4th. That's going to be weekly. I'm not sure if they're doing a Tuesday or Wednesday. Star Wars always switches it up. And House of the Dragon season 2, June 16th, which is going to be Sundays. HBO Sundays, we're back. House of the Dragon is back. As I said, it's going to be the best TV, month of all of the year. I think this month is going to be better for TV than movies because June you don't have too many big movies. But yeah, I will be reviewing most of these. Most of the weekly ones I'll be reviewing every week on Shorts. And the Bear season 3, I'll probably be doing a video review for that. So check that out. I'm really looking forward to what June has to offer. We got some big Marvel news. Fantastic Four. They got 2 new cast members. As I said last week, we talked about another one. John Malkovich has been cast in an undisclosed role in Fantastic Four. John Malkovich is a living legend. We all love John Malkovich in anything, so I think he's going to do great in here. Who's he going to play? I've seen some rumors that he's going to play Sue Storm's dad and all that. Who knows about that? Then we're going to have Ralph Ineson. Hopefully I'm saying his last name right, but he's been cast as Galactus. We finally have our Galactus cast. Some people thought it was going to be like Javier Bardem. Some people thought it was going to be Antonio Banderas. We got Ralph Ineson for this one. If you do not know him, he's from a lot of things. He's a very famous British actor, a really legendary voice. Like, his voice is legendary. I'm not really familiar with him too much, but he's of course in The Witch, The Green Knight, and then he was in some of the Harry Potter films, and he was recently seen in the first Omen as Father Brennan. I thought he was fantastic in that. You just hear his voice and you're like, oh man, that guy's got a great voice. So I'm really excited to see him in this movie. I'm really excited to see what they do with Galactus, because they try to do Galactus in that one Fantastic Four movie and it just looked like a giant cloud or something. That was weird, but Galactus is going to be a very hard one to do. His kind of relationship with Silver Surfer is kind of interesting, but it's going to be hard to do on a visual standpoint, like a CGI standpoint. So I don't know how they're going to do it, but I know that Ralph's, he's going to nail this role, especially in the voice of it. And then you have John Malkovich, undisclosed role, but Fantastic Four is finally getting going. They're going to finally, starting to film this. I think they're going to start filming it later this year. So they're finally going to start filming it. They got all the cast members in here that they need. So I think it should really make its release date next year. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed, because this is shaping up to be one of the best casts in the MCU yet. Our last story is kind of just a fun story, which we're going to talk about is the MCU's X-Men movie, basically their live action movie, because they are going to start making those pretty soon. We got to get ready. Who knows when it's going to happen, 2028, 2027, but they're starting to get closer to hiring a writer. And we have the finalists here, which is interesting. We have the finalists from the writer from The Wheel of Time, the writer from The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I Have not seen The Wheel of Time. I don't know what the writing is like on that show. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I did like that script. I liked how it was adapted. But, you know, whichever one they go with here will be fine. I think what I really care about is the direction here and, you know, the effects of this movie because the X-Men have a lot of effects going on them. Cyclops, Bishop, you got Storm, looks really cool. The other X-Men movies had pretty good effects, but right for this time it should be step up. But we'll see how that goes because X-Men 97 is clearly just taking up all the X-Men that I need in my life. So I don't know if I even need X-Men live action at this point because it's doing so well in X-Men 97. The animation is through the roof, the storylines are through the roof, the emotional impact of each character is amazing. So we'll see how the live action movie goes. I don't know if they're going to do them before Secret Wars or after, probably after. So we're probably looking at seeing those probably closer to 2028. So we had a couple years to go, but they're looking to hiring a writer, getting everything set up because X-Men storylines are going to take up a lot of time. There's going to be a lot of different storylines they have to go with, but we'll see. I wonder what movie they're going to start with. I wonder if they're going to go with a team up here or single movies, but we'll see how it goes. Very excited to see what an X-Men live action movie looks like in the MCU, but X-Men 97 is tearing up the game. So I don't even know if I need it, but yeah, X-Men 97, X-Men live action is finally getting close to started. But yeah, that's all for movie news this week. It was a very long episode. Let me know what you thought of everything I talked about down below in the comments. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. It's free to do so, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.